Hello out there, and welcome to another interesting video from Web Application Security. And in this particular video, we are going to explain on CORS. CORS is stand for Cross Origin Resource Sharing. But before actually delving into CORS, I'll be, discussing more about the same origin policies and what the same origin policy stand for. Actually, the same origin policy is the browser level security. It's a kind of mechanism that particularly aims to prevent website from attacking each other. When I'm saying the website attacks each other, does it happen? Yes, it definitely happens. Suppose you are browsing. Think for a scenario. You are browsing in your Gmail ID. At the same time, you are finding some interesting deal in some e-commerce website. And if that e-commerce website hosts some kind of script which is meant to extract information from the sensitive endpoints of Gmail, and if it is allowed blindly by the browser, then what would happen? Your information will go straight away go into the e-commerce website, okay, whoever the control is, and without your knowledge, okay, without giving any verbose sign in your screen that your information is getting stealed. So this is the place where this browser same origin policy comes into rescue and gives prevent this kind of attack. Now when I'm talking about same origin policy, then I should also highlight the importance of origin. So what do you mean by the origin? If you compare two URLs based on origin, then three things has to be looked. Okay, first is the protocol or the schema, second is the port, and third is the domain. Even the main domain and the subdomains are taken as different. So if you just straight away go into the I have just put a table down below, and where I'll show you that what is the same origin or different origin means. Okay, so there are four to there I have kept five different URLs were there, and you can see in the first two URL there is an HTTP and HTTPS, and because the protocol are different, that's why they are different domains, though they eventually points to the same domain name. In first and third, again, because the subdomains are there, so again they are not the same origin policy. In first and fourth, again they are different origin because the port are not same. Okay, at the same time the protocol is also not same. But if you compare the number 2 and number 5, then more or less they are the same origin because only the path is different. In the first you are just hitting the main domain, in the second you are just hitting the resources of login. Okay, so that's the same protocol, domain, port, everything is same, so they more or less matches to the conditions of same origin, and in that case they can access the resource of each other. Now while I'm talking about the accessing the resources, that means what is the accessing of resources? Mostly SOP same origin policy come into play when there is some kind of reading of responses there. Reading of response from website A and website B is not allowed. Otherwise, suppose you are having some static resources like CSS, JS, or JPG file, they can be included. Okay, they are allowed. Okay, as long as it's a simple sequence, they are allowed. At the same time, embedding of resources is also allowed, like the video images or images, they are allowed. Okay, writing is also allowed, but for that some kind of pre-flight requests are also sent. But right now we are not going to discuss in the writing, but the reading part will be of more importance as per the attack level scenarios. Now whenever it is clear that SOP is very strict. Now at the same time, this is the era of microservices, and if you want to have an optimized level of services to your end user, then you need to allow access to the third party website. For example, if you host an e-commerce website and at the same time there is an analytics website at the backend, and if analytics websites results are to be use for promoting your sales, then you have to give access the analytics websites and your main e-commerce website. But since the SOAP is there, so it is not possible. Then what you can do? Then basically you have to set certain kinds of header which will instruct browser to take this request as a CORS request, cross origin resource sharing request. And if the condition matches, okay, then only browser should allow certain those requests, otherwise you should block. Okay, you should throw in CORS error. Okay, now what kind of headers that basically give a browser a signal that no, this is not a normal request, this is a resource sharing request. So for that there are a number of headers out there. If you want to study, you can study in the MDN Mozilla, that there is an altogether a separate web resources out there for the course, but I'll be more focusing on three mostly used header. And first is the origin, which is from the request side, and two are from the response side. The role of headers like the ACAO, access control allow origin, and access control allow credentials. If you talk about the origin header, whenever you send a origin header, if in the response, if you're finding access control allow origin matches the same along with the ACAC set as true, that means you are in the most favorable condition to implement CORS level attack. Or this is a clear example of CORS misconfiguration. That means developer has loosely stated its origin header, and that's why anyone can set any origin, and that origin is allowed to read the response of website B. So that is not something that you want to do, and that is a kind of prevention techniques that which I'm going to discuss as the last. But you have understood more or less that what could be the prevention. If you know how to break it, then you know how to defend it at others. Okay. Now at the same time, ACAC is very important. Sometimes you get ACAO by the as a response from the website, but you don't find the ACAC, because for that to because if ACAC is set true, that means that that particular website is also allowed to access the resources for which some kind of authentication is required. That means cookie is allowed. Okay. Now what I have done for this particular video, I have included the demo in a phase wise manner. In first two demo, I'll be showing that how CORS come into action and save the if browser if the CORS is not properly set, then how browser blocks your CORS level request and throw you a CORS error, which I'll be demonstrating using a very popular site in India, that is yatra.com. And yeah, I'll be sending some of the requests to the yatra.com sensitive page, and you will see that since yatra.com is properly secured at that particular endpoint, that's why it is throwing us the CORS level error. Okay. In another two, I'll be taking two real-time scenarios which I just did during my creating of this video. So let's jump into the first one, and I'll show you that how yatra.com is refusing the request of CORS. Okay, so this is the Yatra dashboard, and I'll be showcasing you the CORS error demo here. Okay. So what I have done, I have created a small JavaScript code, HTML code, and I have hosted in my local host, and I'll try to launch it. Okay, and I'll put up this code in my GitHub repo as well, and you can use the same for any future CORS level misconfiguration testing. So you can see that I was just showing you that there was no ACAO header right now. Okay, access control allow origin, and I'm showing you the sensitive page endpoint. Now I'll just launch the exploit and try to see whether it is I'm working or not. So you can see that okay, I think my browser okay, so it is not happening, I think. Okay, I have turned the request interception on. So let me close it and launch it. The moment I launch it, you can see that there is a CORS. See, the CORS error is thrown by the browser because the browser is not finding the access control allow origin, and I'm setting origin as a bubshoot. Okay, so that's why it is throwing me the error that since access control allow origin is not matching to the origin sent by you, so I'll not be allowing you any cost level access to this Yatra page. Okay, so that is the thing. Now let me show you another demo that I have taken, and this is a pre-render.io, and this pre-render. I don't know the functionality of the pre-render.io. Okay, but I'll be showing you the dashboard level page, and there is an API which gives the user detail. Okay, it includes all the email ID, account number, all the sensitive details, whatever you can think of for an user. I'm just showing you right before you. Now let me try to and at the same time, if you see closely, then you can find that access control allow origin header is set as dashboard dot something pre-render.io. If I change a little bit in the pre-render.io and again forward this request, then you see that the access level can allow origin header is missing from the response. And why it is so? Because in this case mostly the developer has set the origin as whitelisted. Therefore that's why whenever I'm changing the origin header to some different domain of attacker control, then it is not giving any response in ACAO. Okay, and that's why in this scenario, if the origin, if a browser doesn't receive ACAO matching to the origin send, then it is not going to allow us the cost level request. So the website at this particular endpoint is completely secure. Okay, so I hope now you have understood that how we can secure the website and what you need to do to insecure the same. Okay, uh, so for the demonstration person, for the actual exploitation part, I have just uses two endpoint, one from what I have created at my own end, and at the same time another from this website only, prerender.io. So I'll be shortly demonstrating the same before you. Okay, uh, you can see I was just showing you the endpoint of prerender.io, that how what kind of sensitive information it holds. Now let us go back to the website that I have created. Suppose this is the profile page, this is the login page, and after the login page you are getting into the profile page of an suppose some website, and there is a secret number that I have shown you in the bold, and my challenge is to extract this secret number out of this page. Okay, without actually hitting anything, doing anything in this website. Okay, so most of you must be noticing here that I am just trying to launch the website from the local host, at the same time launching the same from the local host. So most of you must be saying that it is the same, it is adhering to the same origin policy where the post attack comes from. Okay, but actually the website that I own currently down, so I have to do this demo in localhost. Apologies for the same, but I'll show you in the burp suite that when I send the request from different origin also, we are getting the response from the website as ACAO the same origin and ACAC as true, which I have already told you that's a favorable condition for the attack. Okay, so you see I am just doing the same. ACAO and ACAC both are present, you can see. Okay, because it is set to true and both are present, so this is a favorable condition. And let's try to exploit the same using that same exploit code which I have used in my last time for the Yatra. Okay, I'll be just changing my endpoint only, and rest of the thing will be same. So let's try to let's try to steal this particular number from this website page, and go back to our exploit code to see that whether the endpoint has been changed or not. Okay, so this is my CORS POC. Let's see. Let me go to the source page, source code, so that we can see the endpoint has been changed properly or not. Okay, so it is okay, let's launch it, and you can see that I was able to get the code of response of the page, and here is my secret number. So this again done. Now the third demo that I'm going to show is about the prerender.io, and Pretender.io main page was on WordPress. I have not reported this to them because I have not found any sensitive information over there. Otherwise, I would have not shown it. Uh, but you should never test any website if you are finding anything sensitive is getting leaked. Then, as a white hat hacker, you should always report it to the company. Now you can see this WP-JSON contains various endpoint results and not any sensitive information. But I'll just try to show the demonstration of course over here, and I just change the endpoint, sensitive endpoint, as a sensitive endpoint, and I'll launch the same in a short period of time. And if I just launch the same, you can see I get all the responses of WP-JSON page. Okay, so this is also a CORS misconfiguration on this particular endpoint. Okay, so far I think the concept of CORS is clear before you, and what you need to look for. As far as tooling is concerned, there are a number of tools out there. You can try Corsy or Corsscan, but as I have always told you and maintained, that you should understand the vulnerability well so that you can create your own strategy to exploit it. And mind, nothing is better than mind. But yes, whenever it comes about the bulk scanning, you need to have some kind of tool to save your time. So I'll recommend two tools over here, Corsscan and Corsy. I'll give their links in my description also. You can use the same, and I have also used them, but I mostly rely on my way of testing. Okay, so thank you, friends. I think this is sufficient explanation for course. And for the prevention part, as I've told you, that if you loosely state your origin, then there could be an issue. If you have typed your origin well, then there is no way that SOP can be bypassed using these methods. Yeah, there could be other ways as well, like the accesses, if the accesses is there, or some regex mismatch. Like suppose the origin is starting from like alpha and beta.com, then someone can register this kind of domain also, which may use the regex kind of bypasses for that origin headers. But I am just talking about a very strong origin header. In that case, it is almost not bypassable. Okay, so thank you for your time so far with me, and at the same time I'll take this time to uh, you know extend my gratitude to all of you who have subscribed my channel. And I'll just again request you, please share as much as possible to the friend of the fraternity, so that they can also get benefit out of it. And if you have any queries regarding course or explanation or exploitation part, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you through the comment box. At the same time, if you want any specialized video of any special topic, then please let me know. I'll definitely prepare the same and post in my upcoming video series of web application security. Though this channel has been aimed to guide you for OSCP ultimately, so most of the time I just try to balance my things. But since the web application domain is quite big, so it takes most of my content. That doesn't mean that I forgot the other things. So in my any next video, if you want any kind of thing, so I'll be taking about some forensic kind of thing, like Vasha kind of thing. Will that be helpful? Please let me know. Then I'll be posting up a video on that. How like last time I have put a video on Wi-Fi pen testing. I'll be bringing up this kind of videos again. There are two more scenarios of Wi-Fi pen testing that I have thought of, and I'm just preparing a video for the same. So stay tuned and keep showering your love to my channel, so that that acts as motivation for me. And try to come up with new kind of videos and content for you. uh, Thank you, friends. And before I sign off, again, to the beginners, I have what I have maintained: don't try to be a script kids, because then it is almost useless. uh, Try to understand the vulnerability in depth, and then only it can you can build on from there, and get your certification of dream, that is OSCP. because attaining that certification is not that easy. It is easy, at the same time it's not that easy. So we have to have a very sound knowledge, at least on certain topics. So all the best for your venture, and keep loving me. Thank you. Bye bye from Road to SP.